So, continuing on, part 2, how things are today. Well, I want to say that really continuing to work on daily meditations. I think, especially with doing this work with many of you, coaching, that it does and can take a lot out of me. So it's making sure that I really take care of myself. And then also making sure I take care of myself so that I can be as best as I can within the relationship, that I have something to give. Because if I don't take care of myself, then I'm not of good use in the relationship. Now that is still an ongoing lesson for me. I still can crash and burn, often by eating the wrong foods, especially when I go to France. And then it really affects my health. And also, just in the past, overworking, doing too much with other people, and now getting into a routine of really balancing out so that I don't overgive, and limiting, my work to 5 days a week, and also a certain amount of hours within those 5 days. So therefore, I can be more able to give in my relationship and be more present. And these days, I think the relationship really has improved so much. I can't even begin to describe, what this was like, say, 4 years ago and what it's like today. And I do think that, we are closer and more connected. I think because I try to take responsibility for my stuff, and try to, when something is brought to my attention by my specific person, don't get me wrong, I still react, but then try and listen, take it on board, see if I can make some changes. And also, because when I would do things that would impact my health by not looking after myself through too much work, which was the one that would smash me, and also not eating the right things, and then that would smash my health, then it put my specific person in a position where he had to look after me. So then you become a burden in terms of, because you're doing it to yourself. So I would then, he'd be looking after me, and then I would be taking his time away from the things he needed to do. So that is still an ongoing lesson, and something I still need to focus on improving, because it is when you give out too much energy, whether it's to work or whether it's, to family, or whether it's to too much exercise, too much of anything. And I do have those tendencies that I have to curb within my own self, which is, because I enjoy my work and because I love my work, I can give too much or book in too many people or do too many things. So that has stopped over the last probably 2 years. I've pulled back and doing less, therefore, feeling better, and then able to be present in the relationship more, and to not be draining that other person's resources. So it is a wonderful thing having a specific person that is incredibly supportive. My specific person helps me behind the scenes a lot with my business. We toss things about, ideas. We connect mentally as well as, spiritually, physically, and emotionally. I think that has been such a wonderful thing for me, because there are lots of things that he's done in his life which is incredibly helpful to what I do. So we're able to share and discuss those things and ideas, and then obviously I then execute. So that's been really helpful. I really love that part of the relationship. I really love, that he asked me, how did you go today? What did you do? And how were things? That's a daily question when he comes back to, from his work or from what he's doing, that he asks that question, how was your day and what did you get up to, and give me a bit of an update. And we share and talk about what what's going on. And that is something I've never had in a relationship, because the men I've been with before have been too preoccupied with their own stuff that they never really asked. So that is something that I definitely cherish and am incredibly grateful for in this relationship. I'm also incredibly grateful for my specific person's positivity. He's not a complainer. He's not negative. He enjoys very simple things in life and is very happy as a human being and has a happy disposition. And, you know, that's the wonderful thing that came out of the family he grew up in, was being grateful for simple things. And I think, too, when you grow up with not having a lot, you are grateful when you have got a little bit of something. So that's the benefit. And I then am the recipient, and I can enjoy that quality of he can be happy with very little. So I love that. I really love that in my relationship. I also love that, you know, we both enjoy going out and enjoying different cultures' food. We enjoy a lot of watching movies together and, you know, just having a cup of tea in the morning, you know, a nice herbal tea or something very simple. And just really, you know, this person has an incredible diet, which, you know, that is definitely not my forte. I eat well because I know it's a good idea, but I still have the little tendencies for especially the sweets, you know, the cakes, the tiramisus, the chocolate croissants and all that stuff. Whereas my specific person isn't interested in any of that. It doesn't appeal to him at all. So that's a wonderful thing in my relationship, because it helps me to keep going, because if I'm left on my own to my own devices, I can slide down that path and then I end up unwell. So it is a good, strong, steady in my life, that part of it in the relationship. I also think that someone who just is interested in life, interested in helping people, which he is, I really love that in the relationship, seeing that someone can go out and extend themselves in that way. I love that. I love that about his character. I love that about who he is. And I love that he brings that to the relationship. So that is it in a nutshell, I think. There's been over that time where I went back and forth from Sydney to London, where I had to shed the job and get into a place where I could work for myself. You know, it wasn't just manifesting a specific person. It was about 3 or 4 big things all at once. Letting go of a wage, letting go of being an employee, being able to travel to be able to be with my specific person, and then also be able to go back and be with my mum, because I'm not leaving her in Australia on her own, because she is there on her own. We have no other relatives there. So it is, you know, it was manifesting all those things at once, and that took some belief. And the specific person was the driving force. I thought, if I can create the money to be free, create letting go of being an employee and becoming a boss in my own right, being able to make money wherever I am from my laptop as long as I have Wi-Fi, and being able to just extend myself to believing and imagining that this is possible, then all of that fitted around being with my specific person. So I had to work on all of those things to be able to get to my specific person. And that, you know, I'll put my top manifestations playlist down below so you can see, because I actually filmed and recorded while I was on the journey to how this was developing while I was in the middle of it. So I do hope that that's given you a bit more insight, and that, you know, when I do talk about manifesting a specific person, that you know it comes from the heart, and that it is something that I have done and something I am still doing and developing in my own life and trying to become a better partner. And yeah, there you go. I hope that inspires you, because my journey was hard. And it took, you know, a lot of sweat and tears to get here. So that's it, everybody. Lots of love.